Mark, thank you for taking the time out. Anybody that doesn't know Mark, we call him Duracell Mark. I think he eats batteries in the morning when we have normal cereal. And this is a person that people talk the talk and walk the walk. Um, Mark is not one of these people that talk about the theory. This is a person that comes with experience and has been in the trenches and has got years and years of experience. So, Mark, thank you so much for taking the time out, Senior Presidential Director, absolutely killing it in the business with a wealth of knowledge and experience to share with us tonight. Mark, thank you, thank you, thank you. The floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. So, guys, first of all, congratulations for all being here and being a part of this amazing journey, this amazing company, and this amazing product. For those of you maybe haven't heard my story, I've had a lot of success in the industry, like Chris said. And even with all that success, I was completely turned off from network marketing because, everyone's competing with the same category of products at the end of the day. And I only got excited about LifeWave when I saw how well the product worked, how fast, and what a broad spectrum of areas it covers for people in their health. And finally, the fact that they have this amazing patents protecting their technology so nobody else can duplicate it. We have something that works well, works fast, and it's exclusive to us. The only product on God's green earth that can reactivate one's stem cells from the head to the toes after the stem cells have gone dormant. No other company has ever done it. No company can do it the way we do it. And it's funny because I got a chance to spend some time in Aruba. I go like this because I'm wearing my Aruba shirt. I got some time to spend some time in Aruba with David Schmidt. Javi and I got some time to spend with him in Gina's house because he sat down only with the senior presidential directors. And at the time, it was just Javi, myself, and along with Steve and Gina. So it was 5 couples along with David Schmidt. And, they had us ask some questions. And my question was this: who do you see coming in the horizon with anything similar to what we have? In other words, we are the only product on God's green planet today that can reactivate your own body stem cells. And we do it in the most supernatural way, right? Because it's no absorption of chemicals, vitamins, or nutrients. The product begins to work the minute it's 6 inches from your body, right? So I asked them, who else out there in the horizon is bringing something to market that can potentially also reactivate one's dormant stem cells? And he says, Mike, they are so far behind. And by the time they even come close, a lot of the challenges that they're dealing with, number one, a lot of the stuff that they're doing is supplements, oral supplements. He says, so it doesn't never really works as effectively. Nothing's, supernatural like this is. Like I said, no absorption of anything. He says, but they're really, really going to have a challenge based on what I'm seeing with pricing. So not that any of those other companies that are bringing products like this are going to go the network marketing route. But even if they chose to, price is a challenge for them to, bring it to us and, be able to do what we do. So we are so far, he says, by the time they come close, and I don't know how close they'll even be able to come, looking at all the variables about effectiveness, affordability. He says, by the time they even come close, Mike, we're so far ahead. So there is nothing that we need to worry about anyone, creeping up on our tails. So we have something that's special, guys. But everyone here is a distributor, correct? Yes? Okay, perfect. So guys, here's what I tell you. I've been looking for people like Chris, right? Like Javi, like George, people who have had success in the past and know what network marketing is about, and see if I can get them re-engaged, re-fired up. And what I tend to do is, hey guys, if this product really delivers what I say it's delivering, what I've seen it do for people, would you agree that A, this product is amazing? Would you agree? B, people are going to want to use this product. C, would people not going to want to use it? Then D, that's the business. So Chris, if I prove to you that this really, really works, would we run? would you get excited and we get engaged? Well, Mike, I really got to see it work. Great. Then Chris, don't make the mistake with a person like Chris telling them, I'm going to send you some and let's see what it does for you. It's about what will it do for not everyone, at least 4 or 5 people around you, friends, family members, acquaintances that you personally know who have all these other health issues, so that your conviction can elevate to the level of mine. So I just got with a guy. Let me give you one example. There was a guy, his name is Alfonso from Orlando, and he got me on the phone with this networker who's been very successful in the industry in Miami. And the guy says, Mike, I am now in the stem cell business. I'm in the stem cell industry. I sell stem cells to doctors for wholesale and they retail it. So he says, listen, I've been very successful now with marketing. I'm done with it. But if what you guys are saying, yeah, I'm willing to put a team back together. And I see this as a supplement for someone who can't afford my stem cell shots, right? So I said, well, great. Alfonso, send them some patches. I was out of town. When I come back, I was like, hey, I want to follow up with this guy. His name is Rod. I'm like, I want to follow up. He's like, oh, I send him the patches. I called Rod. He's like, Mike, you know what? I'm not really feeling it. I tried the patches. I said, how long did you try it for? He said, I got 3 patches. I tried it for 3 days. And I said, all right, I am sorry. I didn't train this guy correctly. Let me help you. You said that if it works, we're going to go gun-ho, right? So I'm going to meet with you, and I'm going to give you 30 patches. I gave him 30 patches. First, I try to get him to buy product directly from the company and use the company's guarantee as the opportunity to try it risk-free. I was like, listen, you're a networker. Just get your position. You've got nothing to lose. We got 30 days money back guaranteed. Let's prove it wrong. He was like, Mike, you know what? I really want to try it. I'm like, okay, great, right? I tried, because that's the perfect route to go. Now, since he didn't want to sign up and it's going to base it on the product, I met with him and I gave him a whole sleeve. And I said, this is not for you to try. This is for you to tell me 5 names of people you're going to use as guinea pigs. Oh, my mother-in-law, my wife, my mom, my business partner, and some other guy who had neuropathy. The same day he called me back, oh my goodness, Mike. And he tells it to everybody. He said, thank God Mike is on his game, because I was about to overlook this opportunity. Why? Because he got 3 patches and he only tried it on himself. He didn't have health issues. And maybe he's one of those people within the 20% realm where they're going to need more than 5-10 days to feel the product work. So I think it's a big mistake when we go out there and put all the weight on the product on one person to gauge. Big mistake, because we know that 80% of people are gonna get results within 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 hours, 2 to 3 days. But that other 20% can take way longer. So you got a 20% shot that the person he's giving it to, especially if he doesn't have any health issues, that it can take longer than a week. And when you're only giving them 3 patches, you're really not giving yourself a shot. Guys, I want to tell you something. Javi will confess to this. Javi, how much product did I send you when I wanted you to get involved? And I asked you to sign up. I said, Javi, sign up. You're like, Mike, I'm done with it. It's not really my thing. I don't really want to do network marketing. But man, if you share some product with me and it works, I mean, things might change. How much product did I send you, Javi?
A sleeve.
All right. Now I know that's not duplicatable. Not everyone's got $100, just like Oprah. You get a sleeve and you get a sleeve and you get a sleeve. I know that's not duplicatable. But when you have someone that's got potential to just give 3 sleeves, I think the best way, the best route is like, listen, you got to hammer. Bro, you got nothing to lose. It's 30-day money back guarantee. The only thing you've got to lose are the aches, the problems, your health issues, and possibly the biggest opportunity, not to mention taking a position in the tree. You really, really got to put your foot down hard to why? Because now they've got their money out. Now they got their wallet out, right? Now they have enough product to really put it to the test. And what I tell people is you got 30 days to prove this wrong with as many people as possible. So that's my initial step now. Initially, when I first started in the business, I was now I noticed that even though a lot of seeds did plant, like, you know, Javi, and I have some other big guys that came in as a result of me sending them $100 worth of product, but a lot of people never even return my call after they got the $100 worth of product, which drives me nuts. Even though I can afford it, it just drives me nuts because I know, yeah, it's crazy. But I just think, again, my point with all this, never, ever, ever allow people to judge what the product can do based on one person. It's the biggest mistake. Steve Merritt, I call it, Steve Merritt refers to us what I call it, which is the shotgun approach. When I'm going to take a shot, it's not just bing, bing, bing. It's more like boom, and you see all those pellets go off at the same time. I think that's crucial, guys. But, you know, another thing is this, I'm going to tell you. You see, I just came back, right? I have my hat and my shirt. I was playing pickleball. I picked up pickleball because I want to put myself in a position to meet new folks. It's the fastest growing sport, and it's mainly dominated by people above 50 years old. So guess what? I've got 76-year-olds whipping my butt on the pickleball court, right? So all these people are of age. All these people there are trying to maintain athletic, right? And you know what? I meet a lot of great potential customers, and I meet a lot of great potential business owners today. I showed somebody my income. I told him about the business. Why? Because I had shared the product with him already. He was limping. He's got a problem in his back foot. And today he said, Mike, what's that stuff you gave me the other day? And I said, oh my God, I forgot to follow up with you and see how you feel. So now we walk to the parking lot together, and I'm like, hey, what do you do? He's like, what do you do? And I find out he's a business owner. I'm like, listen, I'm going to share this with you only because you're an entrepreneur. I don't really share my business with everybody. Wink, wink, right? So nevertheless, you know, he was like, oh, wow. You know, he's like, Mike, this reminds me of something. Word of mouth. I used to breed Frenchies. I have 2 French bulldogs in my house. He said, I had over 20,000 people following me all through word of mouth. It makes perfect sense. Send me the link. I'm going to do some research. I want to sit down with you and your wife and tell me more about this business. I am putting myself in a position where I can meet new folks. Guys, listen, I am every single day taking time out of my day to make sure I can connect with new folks. Maybe sometimes that just is connecting with someone on Facebook, Instagram, social media. Hey, how you doing, Dennis? Hey, how you doing, Chris? Hey, George, long time no see. How's the family, right? Hey, so-and-so, thank you for liking my post. Just looking to constantly communicate and connect with new folks. If you're not doing that every single day, guys, your list is shrinking. When your list shrinks, your vision shrinks. And when your vision shrinks, your enthusiasm shrinks, right? And everything else just begins to, shrink. So anyway, I want to open it up if you guys have any questions. But I'm fired up about this, guys. As you can tell, this is the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. You really got to get it through your head that we have something that's miraculous. And if you don't see it, it's because you haven't shared it with these people enough to create your own stories. I tell everyone when they get involved with me, that guy, I just got the guy from Miami, going back to the story of the guy who I just gave the sleeve, right? Now, when I got him in, now guess what? I allowed him to elevate his level of conviction. You guys all have to have the same level of conviction that we have, meaning you should all have the same stories, not the same, but a lot of your own personal story that whether it's from your mom, your grandmother, your neighbor, people you shared it with, so that carries you through and keeps you, enthused and engaged. Because if you see what we see, look at Javi with his son, his wife, Vitiligo, and not to mention people in his organization that we're going to lose limbs. That's it. We are totally sold. Can no one tell us that this doesn't work? No one. Can no one influence us with an ounce of doubt? We're too. We've seen too much. So I'm gonna open it up for you guys because I don't know exactly what. But actually, I did want to talk about a couple of things. But go ahead.
So just the first thing you were saying about, I've not been successful with 3 patches. I actually don't do that. I make sure somebody has a month's supply. In certain cases, I will give them a month's supply against a commitment to communicate with me. Otherwise, I wait till they buy it themselves. But adding the fact that they should use it with other people, I think that's brilliant. Thanks.
And something else, George, that I just thought about, because I was training a group yesterday from Spain, and I told her, I said, listen, you got to be careful with giving these patches out, because she told me I gave this person 10, gave this one 15. I was like, you know what, I giving out, that's not very duplicatable sometimes. She's like, oh no, I don't give them out, Mike. I let them know this is how much it cost me. I divide them by 30. And you're buying a 10 set. You're buying a set of 10. You're buying a set of 15. She says, I learned a long time in network marketing, people don't appreciate what they don't pay for. And that is so true, right? So another thing, guys, is obviously, Javi is a master at this, guys. You need to get people and get your people to expose your team to their new folks as soon as possible. So this new guy, I keep referring back to Rod in Miami. I know he's had success in the industry, and I'm like, hey, no, listen, get everyone you can to talk to me. Everyone that comes in, I want them exposed to me, right? Because it's not just about the Rod show. And when they come to me a couple times, it's not just about the Mike show. I'm gonna expose them to my upline, Stephen Gina Merritt, Onyx Cole. So it's very important, guys. Those are the fundamentals of network marketing. And like I said, no one in the company does a better job of training that better than Javi and Olga. Auto ship. Last but not least, auto ship. Guys, if you're not on auto ship, really, you shouldn't even be on this call, with all due respect, because it simply means you don't get the business and you're not serious about the business. And that's the same way I treat people who come into the business. Look, I'm not going to give you my time, my attention, my energy if you're not fully committed. I'm not going to fully commit to you until you fully commit to yourself. Meaning, I'm not going to run with people who are not engaged with the auto ship, because it just tells me they're half in, half out. And that also tells me when they go ahead and bring people into the business, they're going to bring them in with that same, a holdback, with that same resistance because they don't get it, right? So there's no business without auto ship. And I'd rather teach someone how to click off auto ship than have them come in and let them know, look, when you're ready, you can click in. No, you come in the right way. And if for whatever reason when you want to come off, this is how you do it. Here's the company's phone number. It can be just a simple phone call or go into your back office and I'll show you how to do it. But you got to come in the right way. We got to make sure, guys, because we can't follow people who are going nowhere, because we're going to be lost and we're going to be off the field.
You don't know how many people I've had calling me. I've lost my points. They've disappeared. And I've said, told you about AutoShip. Some of them have managed to recover their points and immediately went on to AutoShip. Others didn't get their points back. So you're all in my organization with even 250,000 points, who haven't been building, but because my right leg is so strong, they have those points, and they've finally understood that they need to be on AutoShip to not lose those points for the day when they decide to start to build.
Absolutely. It's the only way, guys. AutoShip, AutoShip, AutoShip. And besides, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, the other thing we wanted to talk about this call is urgency. And you touched on that with immediately you want people to introduce their people to you so that they can see exposure and urgency together. Maybe you can talk about that a little bit before you have to go. I know Javi's got a lot to say on that.
Yeah, no, and you know, it's just like I had another girl that just came in through one of my teams in New York, Yvonne, the lady that you had met up with and gave him that sleeve, Javi.
Yeah.
So she brought in a gal that was in Young Living, and you know, she just came in, she's all fired up, and I was like, hey, listen, all right, so let's go to work. Let's do some Zooms. I'm gonna help you out. And I want to know how far you want to go and how quick you want to get there. So set up a goal, right? And based on your goal, I'm going to tell you how aggressive we need to go, because you know, everyone's going to move at their own pace. Do you want to crawl? Do you want to walk? Do you want to run? Do you want to fly? Right? And according to where you want to go, how fast you want to get there, I'm going to tell you what we need to do, which is basically multiple Zooms, multiple calls throughout the week, aggressive, right? Like me, I sponsored 40 something people in 40 something days, guys, nonstop. So I'm up to 80 people so far. Actually, I'm up to like 83. I gave like 3 people away, but the system recognizes 79. So it's you know, you got to ask the right questions, guys, and you know, we got to make ourselves of service. And if you can't do it, call your upline that you know that you feel can do it better up until you know you guys get good.
Right. I want to touch base on that, Mike, because urgency is key. Everybody got into this business for whatever reason, because a problem was resolved in your life, whether it's physically, financially, spiritually, or emotionally. Okay. Now, Mike resolved my problem. I never have to go to Mexico to get stem cells ever again. Now, it wasn't a coincidence. It all lined up right. When he called me, he had no idea I was in Mexico getting stem cell. In fact, we didn't speak for a very long time before that phone call. And it first started with a text message. And he told me about these stem cells, and he sent me and again, I was one of those, I didn't want to do this. Like, Mike, I don't know. I did that dance. I did that song and dance too. Okay. I was out, you know, and you know, but people do business with people who they know, like, and trust. I did business with him before. We had a great run before. So he did the smart thing. He overnighted me the patches. They were at my door. Then he told me he overnighted me. They were already at my door. I put it on Alex. That was the monkey. That was the test monkey right there. And we just took off. We took off. Urgency is key when it comes to this business, folks. And I talked about this in a Zoom some time ago, and Mike can attest that there's a window that is open. When the window is open, okay, that's time to execute, because the window is going to close. When the window closes, that's the time that the leaders are created, the leaders are identified, and the momentum gets built. So when the window opens, more people could come in and identify more leaders, create more leaders, and momentum becomes uncontrollable the way it's happening right now. Okay, momentum is happening and is ridiculously uncontrollable. You're not going to know what to do with it. That's what's happening with Mike. That's what's happening with me. That's what's happening here. And it's a great problem to have. It's a great problem to have. So what's the urgency? The urgency is, you know, we cannot wait to see leaders identify themselves sometimes. Sometimes we got to identify them ourselves through behaviors and through actions and through questions. And because most of the people don't know what to do. They invest in $500 to $1,000 and they sit here and they park and they go, what are we going to do next? You know, I rather teach a person who doesn't know what to do than a person who's coming from another network, coming with bad habits, you know, and teach them the right things to do, you know. But and which Mike did to me in our first rodeo. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I knew as an exposure, and I'm going to end it with this, and I'm going to pass the baton back to Mike. My first exposure was a one-on-one with a female showing me this business on a one-on-one. What was the hour I will never get back in my life was the most boringest hour I've ever encountered. Okay. But she was smart. She exposed me to the next meeting, which was Mike Hernandez. Okay. Now at that time, Mike wasn't as buff. He was like 90 pounds wet. Okay. He was so skinny. I have a picture of it. But that exposure excited me. And I said, wait a minute. If this guy can do this, so can I. And that's the importance of an exposure, because every time somebody sees something, they know, one, they have somebody who has a grave interest in their success. Number two, they fall more in love with the company. Number three, the company goes from their head to their heart, and they're gonna execute. So I'm very big on exposure. Mike he's a good friend of mine, but he's like a tool to me sometimes. You know, I just drag him, I just drag people, and they fall more in love with the company. And exposure and urgency is very important. Now, what's urgency? How bad? And I hate that how bad do you want it stuff. You know, we're not Rocky, but you know, how do you want to change your life? You know what I'm saying? Where do you want to go? What's your target? And I do this, I say this, I'm like a broken record. What's your target in the next 30, 60, 90 days? You know, and where do you want to go with it? I had my target. I came in here and I said, this is what I want to do. I want to do this and this and this. And I stuck to it in the next 90 days and I hit my target. And the same thing with Mike. And I use Mike as because I tell Mike, I'm always chasing you. I'm chasing you. And he's chasing Steve Merritt. Okay. Because I want where he is at, where he's at, I want to be there. And he wants to be where Steve is going to be. And Steve wants to be where Onyx wants to be. I'm always chasing somebody. I never want to be the smartest person in the room, because if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Change rooms, you know? So Mike is there. I'm following him as I'm chasing you, bro. I'm chasing you. I tell him this all the time. I'm chasing you. I'm your first. I'm your first. I will always be your first. No one will take that shit from me, you know? And you know, it's all about the urgency, folks. Mike, take it away, because I know you don't have much time.
No. So I mean, you hit it on the head, guys. We just gotta listen. The only thing that I've learned about this business is the mechanics are simple. Like, anybody can do this. We can teach 5-year-olds to go out there and do this, right? And be very good at it. Sometimes better than us adults, because of us adults, we've grown and we've developed that little voice in our heads that, you know, just keeps us holding back with all the questions and the doubts and the fear and the negativity and the pessimism. And, you know, it just holds us back, the little kids. So one thing I will tell you as a leader, guys, the difference between the people who make it and the ones who don't. And I've been in a room full of nothing but the top guys in this industry, right? And one thing, there's a lot of different ways that people work it, right? But the one common denominator is self-development. Self-development. And guys, I get goosebumps, self-development. I am the most passionate person you'll ever meet when it comes to just getting my I'm sorry, let me see what this is. I don't know who this is. That's supposed to call you back. I have to daily get my daily dose. It's just part of my life. Every time I'm jumping in the shower, I'm playing an audio. Every day I'm walking my dogs, I'm playing an audio. Every time I'm in my car, I'm playing audios, right? Guys, that makes the difference between the ones who get there and the ones who don't. You know why? Because when you constantly do that, you begin to eliminate and weaken that little voice and change it with an empowering, strong, courageous voice. Because every single day, guys, we are influential. We are being influenced. The choice is, the difference is, I choose who I will be influenced by, right? And our brains, it's like this audio. I was just listening to you, and I can pass it along. They talk about how our brains is like a field. It's like a farmer's field, right? Anything you put in there is gonna grow. The farmer puts seeds of corn, he's gonna reap corn. He plants apple seeds, he's gonna reap apples. But the farmer intentionally knows what to put and not to put, right? He's not gonna put pears because he's not looking to grow pears, right? But we as human beings, we don't realize that our brain is just like that soil. But we don't be very controlling of what lands in that soil, right? Our friends, our family members, the television, just the environment that we live in. Guys, I block myself to all that, and Saeed will tell you, I am very sensitive to how I speak. There's power in words, and I correct her all the time. Because Saeed, like, she'll feel the symptoms. Oh, I'm feeling this. I don't know. I'm like, don't plant those seeds, because what you plant will grow. You have to be careful of what lands in here. So I'm going to tell you guys, if there's one thing that people slack on, because again, we're all, set in our ways, right? I'm a high school dropout. I hated reading books. But you know what? I got around everyone who was succeeding. And when I really grasped that Steve Merritt needs people to win in order for him to win. Your upline needs to help people. If you don't help people grow, you don't grow. So after hearing these people for like almost 2 years talk about, you got to read the books, the books, the books, the books. 2 years later, I'm like, maybe I should read these books, right? Guys, I became an addict to listening to these things. I'll show you my book. I've been a consistent partner with Audible since 2018. Look what I just said. I got involved in network marketing in 2006. It took me 2 years, I just said, right? Since 2008, I've been a consistent member. They take money off of my account every single month. I get 2 free books every single month, and I've got the biggest library. You know why? Once I got on that trail, I never got off. And not only did it help me in network marketing and develop as a leader, it made me a better person, made me a better father, a better husband, a better son, guys, a better friend. It helps you in every nook and cranny of your life. But again, people don't take it serious. And a lot of people tend to take shortcuts. And that's why their cut is always short compared to the ones that go all the way. All right. So guys, don't take this book of the month lightly. If anything, I'm just telling you, it's the most important part, because once you have that voice, instead of, there you go, instead of the doubting and the weakness, whatever, once you, guys, it's like literally lighting a fuse, lighting a fire in your butt, guys. I listen to these things and I just want to hit the road running. But why? Because I'm planting these seeds constantly. And I tell you, I notice the difference when I fall off and I'm not on my books. So now that I got back on network marketing, I make sure, guys, I read multiple books. I already went through that book. It's the book of the month. I already went through it. So I go into other things, self-development. I look into the old guys, the Amway days, right? What's his name? Just
Jim.
do it and do it and do it.
Jim Rohn.
What's his name?
Jim Rohn.
No, it's not Jim Rohn. I listen to Jim Rohn too. A.O. Williams, Art Williams. Oh my God. So I'm just telling you right now, the one I just listened to, the picture is in black and white, and you can hear his voice. It's like, back in 1970, 80, I don't know. But the concepts are the same. They don't change. And he's the one who talked about the brain and the farmer. Guys, if there's one thing that,
How do you spell it? It's Art Williams?
Art Williams.
Okay.
Art Williams. So I'm just telling you guys, that's something that you can control, because there's a lot of things in this business that we can't control. We can control what we do, and we can control how we operate, right? So we cannot tie ourselves to results. It's like working out. If you've never worked out in your life, it's gonna take you a long time to get to where you want to go. But guess what? If you don't do it every single day, you're never gonna get there. But you can't go there, do one set of curls and be like, where's that big? No, it doesn't work that way. Don't worry about it. Those results will come. They're inevitable as long as you do the work. So you start listening every single day, and you're gonna see, you're gonna change the way you think, because you change the way you think, you're gonna change the way you talk, and everything around you, your expectation is gonna change, and you will be more prepared as a leader, because God forbid your organization outgrows your leadership. It's gonna fall faster than it ever was built. I've seen it happen multiple times. So take the time and build yourself, because guys, we're all looking to help create leaders, but leaders are readers. And I don't listen or read books of, romance and, fairy tale. Not that there's anything wrong, but I don't. I've got a passion for self-development. So that's one thing, guys, that I was not even thinking about this, but that's one of the secrets to me being and staying as motivated as I constantly am. I don't watch television. I don't watch television. I sit down to eat food, and I'm going to show you right now in my kitchen. Oh, what happened? All right. I eat food, and usually I'm sitting right here, and look, the TV's there. So when I'm sitting right here, I will change the channel because the TV is always on. My mother-in-law lives with us. And I put on Shark Tank, and I eat fast. So I'm done in 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes, I watch Shark Tank when I'm not on the phone, working really hard to make sure that they don't even realize I'm eating food.
So
because I tend to do that too.
We're just finishing on Thursday, 4-week session on 4 agreements. Chris, every week we've done one of those agreements. So the last one, and yeah, it's what you say is.
I love that book.
Yeah,
and it's so true. We program ourselves with these beliefs, So it's becoming that new person that you need to become in order to be the leader that your group is going to need. Javi is not the same individual that I met. I am not the same individual that he met back in the days. I'm not the same guy that signed up in 2006. But you know what? 10,000 hours of anything makes you a pro at anything. I've put more than 10,000 hours into my my Audible books.
Yeah.
So guys, that's one thing we can control. That's one thing and if anything, guys, it also helps build consistency, which again is just traits that we need as a leader. So that being said, I don't know if you guys have any more specific questions for me, but I believe that anybody can build this business. I believe anybody can be huge because, the fundamentals of this business, like I said, we can teach a 5-year-old to do.
Right.
I think that's a very key thing. The mechanics of it is very, very easy. It takes a little bit of time to understand it, but it's the fighting people do within themselves.
Yep.
I call that, Mike, to piggyback on what you're saying, I call that a leadership lid. So normally when I speak to a group, I ask the group, what level of leadership do you think you are? And there's no right or wrong answer. Okay, at a scale of 1 to 10, they say I'm a level 5. So your business is at a level 4. And you're going to have that lid. Your business will never outgrow your level of leadership. So personal development and going down and feeding into your team, showing them that there are leaders themselves so they can see it themselves, creating them to be independent. As your business, as your leadership lid grows, so does your business. By creating manage and making people independent, showing them that they can do it. A lot of people are so wired that they can't do this, but as you just show them that they can be wired, I'll use for an example, Claudia was a fly on the wall for a long time.
She's
okay,
here.
But
She's
then
here.
when George and I just took her and say, listen, this is your team. She has grown. Her leadership lid has grown. Ragini's has grown. Chris has grown. George has grown. And that's why their business is flowing. Sandy Feast has grown. Dr. Ali has grown because they're investing in themselves. Your team will do what they see, not what they're told. Okay? If it's important to the leader, it'll be important to the team. And they will duplicate what they see. So if you're not on auto ship, they're not going to be on auto ship. If you're not plugging into meetings, guess what? It's not important to them to plug into meetings. If you don't go to conferences or see it on streaming, guess what? There's not going to be important to them too. People see what people do what they see, not what they're told.
Yeah.
The leader. That's just basically how it is. And we talk about this in the team all the time. And that's why the growth here is happening, because you're duplicating the most simplest things. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not asking you to do the most craziest thing. We're just asking to do small target things And look what the growth has happened. There's an executive, the directors here, senior directors here. It's growing here. And soon, you know, there will be SPDs in this group as long as you continue to stay what you're doing.
Yep, and continue to grow.
Right.
So yeah, guys, I mean, you guys have great leaders, people who have done it. Chris is amazing. George, obviously, you know, you guys, they've been around the block. They've already invested, like I said, those 10,000 hours that I mentioned. And the good thing is that with this vehicle, you see someone like Javi had it in him. Javi took the time, invested the energy, the time, and developed himself. So, and he's self-driven at this point, right? All he needed, like we did, was the right vehicle and the right team. You think about NASCAR. Listen, he's had it, but he was driving around in a Pinto. When we think about the other, what the other opportunities, the other companies, right? You can't get too far. And the same thing, like he says, everything rises and falls on leadership. You can have the fastest car on the track, but if your guys don't know what a screwdriver is from a hammer, like when you pull up to change those tires, you're never gonna win that race. So here we have the right vehicle and we have the right team. So now it's just about implementing everything we've learned. And for those of us who haven't been in the industry before and still need to develop, perfect time. This is where you want to do it because it's the right vehicle, it's the right team, and there's so much on the table to attain.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this, in the sense that in our first conversation with you and I and Javi, one of the things, this works from the inside out. It's completely different to anything else that exists. It's and one can lead with the product, not with the opportunity. And the way I say it is, instead of pushing uphill with the wind in your face, as all the other networks are doing, we're going downhill with the wind at our backs because of what X39 does.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Absolutely, it's not even fair. I've told people it's not even fair to other network marketing companies.
That's
what
true.
we're doing.
That's
it's
true.
not. We're on the track. We're all in Ferraris, and like I said, they're on little tricycles.
Put it this way: in 3 months with LifeWave, I got the same money coming in monthly that took me a hard year of work in the company I involved myself in the mid-2000s.
Wow. And look, my goal was a realistic goal because I had been out of the industry, like some of you have heard me said, was to make 10,000 per month. Set realistic goals, guys. I've made millions. My goal was I'm going to work as hard as I can, being that I'm starting from scratch with no one behind me. I didn't have a team. Said 12 months, 10,000 a month. This month, we hit about 100 and last week I was $200 shy of $30,000. In the last few weeks, 26,000 plus. It's incredible what's happening, guys. I've never made this much money, ever, in anything. Never have I made this much money. And I didn't expect it. But I didn't expect this product to do what it's doing for folks. I didn't expect Javi to get those type of results that he did with his little boy. I didn't expect Olga to get those results. And I didn't expect everything else that we've been seeing. So now it makes sense to me that, you know what? I'm only making 30,000 a week. Like Javi said, he's chasing me. Javi will be making 30. Steve is at about 60. Steve is going to be making over 100,000. And we're going to keep chasing each other. And then we want to get all of you to 30,000. Javi's going to be double that. I'm going to be double. And we're just going to keep, chasing Steve and Gina Merritt all the way to the top.
I said this in another call, but when I first met you and you said, I get testimonials every day, I go, well, I believe the guy because I believe the guy. But at the same time, I'm going to be cautious with that. I don't think he's making it up. I get testimonials every day. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. Thank you. And the stories.
Chris is there and his mind is like about to explode. Chris, say something, bro. Let it out. Let it out.
I'm going to leave it.
Let
I'm
it
going to
out.
leave in 2 minutes to the Spanish call, but I want to hear what Chris says.
You can see that, Javi. I think you can see the look on my face. I'm just sitting
I
here
felt
going,
it here. Your face is red. Your eyes about to pop out of your face. Just let it out, bro.
oh, Mark, let me tell you exactly what you said right in the beginning. The two things that I asked George right in the beginning. I said to him, how long has this company been around? When he said to me last year, 18 years, I went, oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Not another startup here today, gone tomorrow. One word popped into my brain. The word solidarity, stable, stability. It's something a lot of us have been looking for a very long time. I've been in and out of the industry, not because the industry had failed, because this is the most beautiful industry in the entire world. It's these little fly-by-night companies that are here and there gone. When he said 18 years, I was like, thank goodness. And then when he said patented, oh, that was game over. George just had to say those two things. 18-year-old company, patented product, and it works. That was me. Hook, line, and sinker in 1, 2, 3. And then, like you say, those stories of yourself, the stories of the people around you. And I love what you shared now, Mark, where you talk about not just a couple of patches here and there, a sleeve to be dished around resonated with me like you have no idea. You can see the notes. I mean, here we go. All these notes. I could not stop writing while you were talking. This is going up on my board. This is absolutely mind-blowing stuff. If people knew what we were sitting on right now, we're sitting on a gold mine that is ready to explode. You would
Yep.
get what you call life wave insomnia, and that comes from excitement. I can't sleep. I'm excited. I'm like a dog with two tails. I'm going to be like you, Mike, also on batteries. You have no idea. My brain's going kaboom. Yours is
And Chris,
exciting.
when we do achieve sleep and we're driving and we're dreaming, we're patching people in our dreams.
You know, I see and I see all these people here, Mike. It's like, and I said this on the call prior with George, and I'm gonna say this quickly. There's some people here that want to engage, but they don't want to engage because of the fear of the unknown. It's like double dutch, double dutch, and they're like going like this. Should I jump in or should I not? Should I jump in or should I not? Am I gonna be a fool? Am I gonna fail? You just gotta jump and worry about it later. When I
Yep.
saw what the income potential was and what this product did, I jumped in, and if I fell, I knew eventually that parachute was going to eventually open. Okay. And I jumped in with the trust, knowing that Mike said what he said he was going to do. He's going to drive this business. I said, great. I'm going to drive it with you. People do business with people who they know, like, and trust. If you're here today and you're on the fence and you just jump and just know that you have people here that's going to help you, who's going to guide you and help you become that manager you want to be. And when you become a manager, from there, we can identify other leaders and we can build from there. Okay. We can build from there. And then we identify more leaders. When those managers become directors, guess what? We'll identify more leaders. They will raise their hand and identify themselves. I want to be a manager. Great. Chris sponsored someone last Tuesday. Do you think I waited till Chris to help this person go manager? Let me tell you something. I never leave my life in nobody else's hands. All right. I said, Chris, you're in South Africa. Go to bed, baby. I'm going to help this person go manager. 2 days later, we did a Zoom. She sponsored her first 2 people. I don't mess around. You want to go manager? Yeah, your first target in 30 days? Yeah, we're going to do it in 2 weeks. I want your trust level to go from here to here. Why? Because you told me you wanted to be a manager. I take that seriously. Okay. When I told Mike I want to be an SPD, he took it seriously. I had him on Zooms. I had him worn out that he needed freaking WD-40 to help him get lubed up again, man, because I wanted it that bad. You understand? And everybody who wants it that bad, everybody has it in them. You just need to see it for yourself. I'm out the picture frame. Chris is out the picture frame. Mike is out the picture frame. We see something that you don't see.
Yep. And you know what? I'm gonna piggyback off that, guys. Something that's very important. Listen, we're all here looking to build a business, right? We better start talking business. Many of us get caught up on the fact that this product is so miraculous that we're going to lead with the product. I don't necessarily always lead with the product. I'm going to be totally frank with you. On my last guest, when I was in West Palm Beach and I was the main speaker, we had about 200 people in the hotel. I had a new guest in that room. Guess what? He didn't know he was coming he thought he was going to meet with me at the hotel to have a talk about a potential business opportunity. He didn't know he was going to sit in a room full of 200 people. He didn't know we were going to talk about stem cells and patches. He didn't know anything other than, bro, I am excited. I have found something that is revolutionary. I literally told him this, bro, I am printing money and I have a lot of love and respect for you. I've done business with you in the past, and I know I can help you print some of this money as well. What are you doing Wednesday, whatever it is dropping? That's how I invited him. Mike, what time? You gotta come before 8 p.m. I will tell you 7:30, but I'm telling you, as long as you get there before 8 p.m., you'll be okay. All right, Mike, I'll commit. I'm gonna hold you to it. He showed up at the meeting. Hey, where are you? I'm like, where are you? I'm at the lobby. I'm like, all right, come outside. I came outside the room and said, hey, over here. Walked him into the room. On my way to the room, I said, listen, I know you didn't expect this, but today you're going to see a show. All right? And here, turn around. Boop, what's that? You're going to learn about it in a minute. I didn't lead with the business. I'm sorry, with the product. Guys, yes, there are some people in pickleball that I've approached them because they're hurting. And I'm like, oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, my God. Oh, I get my back. Oh, my. I'm like, where's the pain? Can you pinpoint it? Oh, I got it. From 1 to 10, where is it? And I make sure no one's really, because I don't want them to know me as the patch guy. I'm identifying business builders. And along the way, yeah, I'm gonna get some, but guys, sometimes we just get caught up. Oh, the patch, oh, come here. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. And this is so true what I'm about to tell you. I am passionate about health. I've always been passionate about health. That's why I look and feel the way I do. But let me tell you something. 99% of the people don't give a crap about their health. If they did, now they'll say they do it, but most people are concerned about their health when there's concerns with their health. All right? You don't see them eating carrots and peppers, right, all day. You see them with their pizza and their beer and whatever. Nothing wrong with pizza and beer, all right? But I'm just telling you, we tend to lead with the business thinking that everyone's as fired up about their health as you and I are. Most people are worried about their health once it's too late. That's the fact. You help them make money, now they're more concerned about their health because they got a bunch of money, they want to live longer. So many people make the mistake. Now, someone like Onyx Cole, she owns an oxygen bath. Like someone like Mike Hernandez, I own a hyperbaric chamber. I'm into my health, but I'm also an entrepreneur. So, there you kind of get both, a little bit of both places. But many of us are simply talking about this little magic patch. And it's easier, I believe, to attract people. I want to see what brings you to the table. I want to see if a business conversation will bring you to the table. Once you come to the table, guess what happened once that guy came to my meeting? Now I'm like, oh my God. Theo, this freaking patch. Oh my goodness. We are the only product on God's Green Planet that can reactivate stem cells. It was considered impossible within the medical industry. People are having all these type of results. I'm learning more about health issues in the last 50 days, the last 11 months, in the last 50 days. Now I'm going to throw up on him all about what the potential of this product is. Why? Because the potential of the product now lays on the potential of the business. If the product works, so does this business. But you know what brought you here today? I want to know about how we can generate some money, Mike. That's why I'm here. What you guys do is, I want to know about this Morris patch, and now you want to tell them about the business. That's tougher from experience. Now, I have talked to people and say, hey, Chris, you're an entrepreneur. You own your own business, you said. Yeah. All right. I make sure that we're on the same page. Let me ask you, Chris, if you saw or you found another way to generate income that you get excited about, are you open to taking a look at it, or is your plate pretty full right now? Yeah. And I just shut up. Sometimes people have told me, Mike, I wouldn't have time to pick up money from the floor right now if I found it. I'm like, okay, great. I respect that. Man, God bless you. That means, you know what? That's better than having nothing to do. Congratulations. Now, hey, let me ask you something. How's your health? Your mom, your whatever. Now I'll go the health route. And if you don't care about your health, neither do I. But you know what? I gave myself a shot first to see if I can get him to lean in about, what do you got? Guys, it sounds simple, but that simple little shift brings people to you with a whole different perspective. Little things that I've learned the hard way, because I didn't give up, and I was talking to 100 people. My numbers were shitty. What do I mean? Out of every 10, how many are you sponsoring, right? Out of every 20, out of 30, I'm like, man, no one talks to more people than me. I'm not closing my people. What am I doing wrong? I had to take a couple steps, couple times, and reanalyze my approach. And that's all. That's something else I just want to throw to you guys, because I just want to help you have more breakthroughs. And listen, you're not going to be comfortable at this right away. You're going to do what's comfortable for you, right? But you need to learn how to get comfortable with what you need to do, because you're looking for results at the end of the day. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you become. So I hope and pray that today you got a couple of aha moments and a couple of more, tricks in your bag that you need to really, unfold this business. This is all about people skills, guys. I'm a high school dropout, but I've got a PhD in people. I know people. I ask questions. I listen to how you speak. The little words to me tells me, and tells me who you are and how you think, what type of person you are. So I've got a PhD in people, and that has given me an MBA, a massive bank account. All right. So all of us can go ahead and attain these little skills. It's just about practice, 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 and knowing what it is that you're doing. And, but guys, listen, you have tremendous leadership here. You got an amazing opportunity. We believe in every single one of you, because if Javi can do it and I can do it, anybody can do it. Chris is sharp, but Javi and I, not so much.
Bro, Mike, I appreciate you. Chris certainly appreciates your time. We know that you're busy, you're on calls all the time. And what you've come here and doing and pouring into this team and feeding into their soul is greatly appreciated by everyone that's here, for sure.
No, my pleasure. Listen, before I go, any questions from anybody with what I've spoken about? Anything? There's no dumb questions, guys. No?
But you got 5 seconds to put your hand up. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Double Dutch.
1.
Double
the
Dutch.
Bell's gonna go. The bell's gonna go. Ding 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 ding. We are closed.
All right.
Mark,
hey, listen. Hey, my pleasure, Chris. Thank you so much for your leadership, buddy. I really, 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 really appreciate you and every single one of you. Javi is just my brother from another mother. I'm blessed beyond my own recognition, like how blessed I am to be running with Javi. Before, like he said, we ran together, but we weren't even on the same team. That's how we are. We love helping folks, and look, it comes back tenfold. Look at Javi now. Javi has the biggest organization in my business. Javi is the first senior presidential director in my business. And from Javi, we have his personal, we have her personal, we have their personal, and someone in depth. From Javi, I have 5 senior presidential directors. It's incredible. And Javi, we love you, brother. Appreciate you. And I know this is only the beginning, my friend.
Bro,
love you guys. Anything you need, we're
here
for you. Let's go. Get serious about your books. Like I mentioned, start switching your approach. And God bless you guys. We will see you here. I hope some of you in Atlanta, and I'm sure we'll see you before that. God bless you guys.
I can love you, man.
Thank you,
love
Mark.
You too, my
Thank
brother.
you so much. See you soon.
Chris, love you, brother.
Love
God
you
bless,
too, my
guys.
brother. Cheers, Abe. Bye.
So there you have it. There you have it. Chris,
Unfreaking believable. Wow. Absolutely kaboom. Blown away. Nuggets, 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 nuggets. Couldn't stop writing. You think you're on top of it until the next session, and all of a sudden all these things that you thought you knew that you've forgotten. And it's just reminders. It's just reminders that we need on a daily basis. Wow.
and all this
Mind
was
blowing.
just an exposure, Chris. Mike is here for the new people who have never seen him as an exposure. You understand? They never seen it. They're excited, and now they want to take it to the next level. You know, and what Mike is saying is right. Alistair, you have a story right now that the world needs to hear. Okay, you can build from that story an amazing organization. I saw that video and I was floored. You know, listen, I have personally, and Chris has personally spoken to everybody that's on this Zoom call, and everyone has everything it takes to build this. You just got to look in the mirror and say yes, and just say yes. I am no different than you. Like Mike said, the sharpest one in this room is Chris. Okay, we just have drive. We just have drive, and we have grit, and we have we just set a target, man. Just set a target and just say, Javi, Chris, George, whoever's your upline, this is my target, and let's execute. That's it. I want to see everybody win here. That's my passion. Chris can tell you I'm on him like Seabiscuit. How much you need to go to director? I just call people in Australia. I go down in depth in all your organizations because I want to see everybody win. Okay, Chris, I'm just so excited. I can't talk. My heart's about to pump out of my chest here. Just take this call over. I'm about to get an aneurysm. I'm just so excited. I can't do this anymore.
Harvey, my brother, your enthusiasm rubs off on me, and your leadership and your support. There's no words to describe how grateful I am. It's something that I've never experienced before. So initially, it was a little bit new for me, saying, putting my hand up, please help. It was very foreign for me. I was sort of like out of my comfort zone, and you've helped me ease into it. And what's so beautiful is what I'm learning from you is exactly doing the same for everybody in my team. And we all come from a place where we haven't had support structures in place, and we're putting all these beautiful structures in place. And it's all about going upline, and you've taught us a lot. Thank you, Javi. I really appreciate it so much. Wow.
Listen, it's my passion, and I use and I don't know if she's on the call. Sandy Feast. She has grown. She has grown too. From when I first met her. Listen, I will work with anybody. Okay, I will help build anyone, but you have to help me help you. You understand? Help me help you, and just do something in your business every day. Whether it's one phone call, whether it's one text, whether that's one step forward to where you want to go towards your target. If you don't do something in your business, it's called an income producing activity, IPAs. Okay, if you don't do something, that one day can put you back 3 months, 6 months from getting toward your target. Do something every single day. And I promise you, whatever you do every day will get you one step forward to where you want to go to. A lot of people look at this whole staircase, Chris. A lot of people look at the end in mind as opposed to going step by step by step by step. And when going step by step, you will get to where you want to go. You will. And if you don't, you're not failing anybody but yourself. You're not. I mean, I got to be real with you. I love you enough to tell you the truth, to punch you in the stomach, but rub you in the back at the same time. You understand? Everyone here has it in them. I love I spoke to each and every one of you, and the love that Olga and I have for each and every one of you is true and genuine. If anyone has not seen that call that Olga did the other day, listen to it. Okay, I was jonesing to hear it. I had to hear it later on in that evening. I heard it at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, wow. Okay, wow. Everyone here has a story. Everyone here has a story. You just got to say your story. Just say yes, tell the world, figure it out. South Africa's on the map. Mexico's on the map. Europe is on the map, and that is right here. I promise you. I promise you. Chris, close
And
us
like you
out,
say,
man.
it's that.
Go
Thank you.
crazy. I'm like
Thank you,
so
Javi. Yeah, it's that
I
exposure, exposure,
yeah.
exposure, exposure. And you know what the scary thing is? Um, you'll probably relate to me being in the industry for a while. There's nothing worse than walking into either a meeting, presentation, or coming into a Zoom room and you see a very good friend of yours name there, or you see them in person and you go, "What are you doing here? What? No, somebody else invited me." And then they say, "How long have you been involved?" And I've been involved for 8 months, 9 months. And they look at you and go, "And why did you not tell me?" They actually get quite disappointed because you did not share it with them. I've had that happen to me before. I will not let that ever happen to me again. And that's where the sense of urgency comes in because I need to talk to everybody I know. Because if I don't expose LifeWave to them, guess what? Somebody else will. And I'll never allow that to happen. We just need to get out there, get on top of the mountaintops, and just share this with the world. Because as Javi was saying, we've got that window. That window is open and we need to fly through it now because the opportunity is right now on our laps. So, my brother, thank you so much for everything you do for us. Thank you for your leadership and thank you for organizing Mike to come on. It was absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing.